Hello everybody in YouTube land. How's everybody doing? This video is going to be entitled Good Wednesday? Question mark. A few questions I want to ask. Did Yeshua lie in the grave for 3 days and 3 nights? Did Yeshua die on Friday? Can we prove those first questions from Scripture? I want to try to answer these 3 questions in this video. There are a lot that believe and teach that the Messiah died on a Friday and was raised Sunday morning. That's why we get Sunday observance, or people going to church on Sunday. Does the Friday and Sunday morning scenario equal 72 hours? 3 days and 3 nights equals 72 hours. The Friday and Sunday scenario is less than 48 hours if you do the math. Let's see what the Messiah himself said about his death. Matthew 12 verse 40. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the stomach of the great fish, so shall the Son of Adam be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. From Yeshua's own words, we can see that he stayed in the earth 3 days and 3 nights. But let's dig a little deeper. Matthew's account. Matthew 27:46. And about the 9th hour, Yeshua cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is, my El, why have you forsaken me? Some of those standing there, having heard, said, This one calls Eliyahu, or Elijah in the King James. And immediately one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with sour wine and put it on a reed and gave it to him to drink. But the rest said, Leave it. Let us see if Eliyahu comes to save him. And Yeshua cried out again with a loud voice and gave up his spirit. We can see from these verses this is Yeshua's death. That's pretty clear. Verse 57 in the same chapter. And when evening came, there came a rich man from Ramathayim named Joseph, who himself had also become a taught one of Yeshua. From this verse we can see that Yeshua died before evening. According to Genesis 1, a day starts at evening. Genesis 1:5. And evening, and Elohim called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the first day. So Yeshua died before a new day began. Mark's account. Mark 15, verse 34. And at the 9th hour, Yeshua cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, which is translated, My El, why have you forsaken me? And some of those standing by, when they heard it, said, See, he is calling for Eliyahu. And some ran and filled a sponge with sour wine, and put it on a reed, and offered it to him to drink, saying, Leave him, let us see if Eliyahu does come to take him down. And Yeshua cried out with a loud voice and breathed his last. Yeshua's death, just a different account from a different person. Verse 42, same chapter. And when evening had come, because it was the preparation day, that is, the day before the Sabbath, Yeshua died before evening, just like in Matthew. More on a preparation day later. Luke's account. Luke 23, verse 44. And it was now about the 6th hour, and darkness came all over the land until the 9th hour. And the sun was darkened, and the veil of the dwelling place was torn in two. And crying out with a loud voice, Yeshua said, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. And having said this, he breathed his last. Again, this is Yeshua's death. It's a different account from a different person. Verse 54 in the same verse, in the same chapter. And it was preparation day, and the Sabbath was approaching. Yeshua died before evening, just like in Matthew and Mark. John's account. John doesn't mention he died around the 9th hour like the 3 other accounts, but it was the preparation day. He mentions that. John 19:31. Therefore, since it was the preparation day, that the body should not remain on the stake on the Sabbath, for that Sabbath was a high one. The Yehudim, or Jews, asked Pilate to have their legs broken and that they may be taken away. The preparation day when Yeshua was killed was not the preparation day for the weekly Sabbath. It was preparation day for the high Sabbath, or the first day of unleavened bread. More evidence of that is in John 19:14 and John 19:42, verse 14. And it was the preparation day of the Passover week, and about the 6th hour, and he said to the Yehudim, See your sovereign, verse 42. There then, because of the preparation day of the Yehudim, they laid Yeshua because the tomb was near. The chart that you just saw went from Wednesday to Sunday. And on Wednesday it said Yeshua was killed before evening. Thursday, day 1 in the tomb. Friday, day 2 in the tomb. Saturday, day 3 in the tomb. And then Sunday, Yeshua was not there anymore. From what I've already read, Scripture proves that chart to be correct and disproves the Friday death and burial, and then Sunday morning resurrection. Matthew's account. Matthew 28:1. Now after the Sabbath, those are 3 key words, after the Sabbath, toward dawn on the first day of the week, Miriam from Magdala and the other Miriam came to see the tomb. And see, there was a great earthquake, for a messenger of Yahweh came down out of heaven, and came and rolled back the stone from the door, and sat on it. And his appearance was like lightning, and his garments as white as snow. And the guards trembled for fear of him, and became like dead men. And for the messenger responding said to the women, Do not be afraid, for I know that you seek Yeshua, who was impaled. He is not here, for he was raised, as he said. Come, see the place where the Master lay. Similar verses in Mark 16, verse 1. And when the Sabbath was past, Miriam from Magdala and Miriam the mother of Jacob and Shalomah bought spices to go and anoint him. And very early on the first day of the week, they came to the tomb when the sun had risen. And they said among themselves, Who shall roll away the stone from the entrance of the tomb for us? And looking up, they saw that the stone had been rolled away, for it was extremely large. And having entered the tomb, they saw a young man sitting on the right, wearing a white robe, and they were greatly astonished. And he said to them, Do not be much astonished. You seek Yahweh of Nazareth, who was impaled. He was raised. He is not here. See the place where they laid him. Luke 24:1. And on the first day of the week, at early dawn, they came to the tomb, bringing the spices which they had prepared. And they found the stone rolled away from the tomb. And having entered, they did not find the body of the Master Yeshua. John 20, verse 1. And on the first day of the week, Miriam from Magdala came early to the tomb while it was still dark. So this was Sunday morning. And saw that the stone had been removed from the tomb. So she ran and came to Shimon Kepha, Simon Peter in the King James, and to the other taught one whom Yeshua loved, and said to them, They have taken the Master out of the tomb, and we do not know where they laid him. When we look at the death and resurrection of the Messiah Yeshua, let's view it like he said, 3 days and 3 nights, like Jonah was in the belly of the whale. 3 days and 3 nights equals 72 hours, not less than 48 hours. That's bad math. So let's view it like that. Shalom.